decide in a long complicated.
Try to ban on that.
Yeah, it's too complicated. Preemption. Preemption is the concept that only the State House can write gun laws. There's some federal laws. There's some areas that are deemed sensitive, like schools and beyond TSA and airports, and federal buildings are nicely signed. So the state,
but no metal detectors to see if you have one.
There's also metal. Yeah, but here in Nevada, because we have that, because the state government has preemption over. So, like, say Clark County. Okay, so it's like October 3rd, and the Clark County commissioners met, figuring, well, at least we can ban bump stocks, and they actually discovered that they couldn't. It was actually almost like news to all of them because it just never come up. So we wanted to bring forth preemption. There was opposition, so it got left behind.
And the reason we really want, I mean, you know, Vegas compared to like Elko, I mean, of course the laws can be different, but they don't, I mean, we have it in a unique state because of that.
Even if we made it a county level, and then when you're talking about the patchwork, well, states like California do have somewhat of a patchwork. There might be different laws from city to city, county to county. So I actually can't speak for the national monster man. None of us can, because we're kind of focused on what we're doing. What we're doing right now is
a dream list of what we can dream together. We're trying to write legislation right now.
I'm pretty sure preemption will come back.
Okay.
Like right now, we're thinking about.
We'll make sure we get candidates that support these issues.
When you've got a captive audience with a candidate that wants your vote or endorsement, that's what you should be lobbying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as presidential candidates come through, we'd like to hear that.
There are some little things we can do to tweak things we already have.
Right. We just don't want to be supporting a candidate that suddenly gets elected in that.
Surprise!
Find out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Surprise! Moms to Dance has a distinction program that they rolled out in 2018, and they're actually kind of looking at downsizing, especially if you want more women in office, start electing more women to anything, school board, county council. And the distinction program, they've already applied to the presidential candidates. 17 of them, because the company included, have won the distinction. It's not an endorsement.
But it's a gun sense candidate.
Right. But they are a gun sense candidate and can use the check mark on their literature if they wish. And we're going to have a forum. Are you guys part of the forum?
October 2nd?
Yes. Okay. You know, we're going to come back. We'll give you some.
I will, but Brenda will.
Oh, yeah. How long do you need to go?
We'll miss you there.
I'm excited about the forum. I don't think we have a lot of seats, but rumor has it we have a seat.
So you all were able to move certain bills forward this last legislative session. Were you able to get traction, bipartisan support? Just because it was
luckily we have one.
We have almost a supermajority.
Yeah.
So we have a supermajority in the assembly, but the upper chamber fell short one. So that you only need that for the money bills and these warrants. So fell short one would be a supermajority. So to have a party robust majority of gun sense candidates.
And again, a majority of women, it shows that we were able to get legislatively with these women, and they do not.
And for long-term sustainability, are you all engaging Republicans and trying to build? Can you talk a little bit about those areas?
I think we could talk about, we went to Henderson City at the C-Day and with background checks. Marissa testified, and we met with our assemblymen and state senators, whether they're or met with them to say, this is why we want this passed. And we're talking the difference between Elko and Las Vegas. Some of the things that for the other side, I mean, it was like one person testified, and I believe the assemblyman said, in my town, a lot of people run their car out, and they usually leave their gun in their car. So now they have to get a background check. And she testified right after that. Just take the gun out of the car. You know, if you're going to lend your car. But yeah, we did talk to whether it was Republican or, because my state senate is Republican. My state.
I spoke to Melissa, who was Republican. It was my first experience talking to citizens.
Yes.
I don't like her. She was so. I don't, because this is why. Is that it was my sister and I, and our story is significant. Yeah. And she says to me, and my mother. So I'm one of four. I live. My mother. I live in the seat in front of the house. My mother lives there. She watches my daughter. My sister is now living on our living through grad school. So there's the seventh grade, and we're telling her, and we finish, and she says, "Yeah, I have 2 daughters of my own. They go to public school. Okay, he goes, they love outdoor country music, just like that." And I said, "Oh my gosh, yeah." It was like, okay. I said, "Well, I loved it too, but I can't." She's like, "Yeah," and she said this, "Yeah," and minimized what we were saying. And I was like, it's not the same. Like, I'm glad you have 2 daughters, and I'm glad they love country music, and I'm glad they go to public school. And then so I said, and I learned from this. Baby Bria's our niece, yes.
We got it.
But just her and her sister both testified, and the people that testified before them, they had to sit there and listen to the other side over and over and over again. And when these 2 testified, I was terrified because of it, and they
sat behind us.
They did. Both her and her sister.
But the other side too, they sat behind us and were like making smirks. And it was like, what are you doing? You know, it's just so intimidation.
Well, the guy had that state senator, he fell asleep during one of the hearings that went later in the evening, talking about, children who had been shot from next door neighbor.
Oh yeah, during the I was watching.
Yeah,
and
they fell asleep during
so you
it.
have long days out there.
But I mean, but the women were crying and had to go outside and calm down.
But I would like to say though that I think that we are slowly changing minds, and I think that's evident across.
Oh, definitely.
In the bowl, yeah.
I'm a gun owner, and I tell people that all the time.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons I joined Moms Demand, because I was concerned about what they were trying to do, and everything is sensible.
Right.
Anybody that owns a gun
would want to have a problem with it.
right. And you just need to get that across to people.
You're not trying
So
to
that
take
they understand, because for so long the NRA has pumped out these myths about what we're trying to do. And I do think it's changing.
First with a conversation and a call.
Right. Yeah.
Because I own a gun also. There's no lies.
To the flip side, I did experience Jill Tolles found my sister and I in the hallway, and she's Republican, and she came up to us and said, "I am moved by your story. Thank you for speaking up." So that was really awesome, because that is literally, you know what I mean? So we were able to.
But then she voted against it, right?
Yeah. But she still
she was
understood. And
Yeah.
she
was fine.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, yeah.
But we do schedule meetings, and we do try to talk to.
Yeah, and I think that what I've realized through March for Our Lives and talking to a bunch of different people that don't understand what we're trying to advocate for, they usually haven't been through the same experiences. I feel like it's a lot about experiences, and like for you were in El Paso during that horrific act, and for us, we were in Las Vegas, and like I remember one time at Green Valley High School, I was there at 4 p.m. Preparing for a security tournament, because I was in Section all 4 years of high school, and there was an active shooting announcement on screen, and I had to text my mom, like, if anything happens, just know I love you. It's just like things like that people go through make people understand the significance and problem of this fate in the status quo. So I think that by telling those important stories like yours and others, it kind of makes people understand that this issue can affect and will affect anybody and everybody.
As a mom that's been on the other end of those texts, it's hard. It's hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I said, granted the shooter on UCLA was limited to one building, but when you get that off, you don't know. He had friends that were in that building in class, and to be locked down, fortunately he was in his dorm room, but to be locked down in your dorm room, he still can't, it's been 3 years, he still can't listen to any news reports or whatever, because it's just, yeah. We were talking about mental illness. The statistics on depression in young people and millennials is going up dramatically. I have 2 kids that suffer from both depression and anxiety. My oldest one does not, but my 2 younger ones do. I can imagine with kids growing up, lockdown drills and all that, the statistics are going to go way.
Yeah, and like, I'm on the other side of the spectrum. Like, instead of becoming traumatized to these kinds of things, I kind of desensitized myself.
And that's terrible.
Yeah, like either side of it is really bad.
Either side's really bad.
Yeah, it's a really big problem.
Well, I think I have an autistic grandson who's 8, and he is, he's already kind of, you have to, watch out for meltdowns and help him through the day. And to think of him having to go through these, we were at a meeting with you. My grandsons are with me, and they still say to me, "Grandma, why did you cry?" And I said, "Because you should not have to go through this, at your school. It should be a safe place for them."
The emotion that surprised me on October 2nd is how angry I was. That somebody would come to Vegas, which is supposed to be like the safe space for the whole world to come here and have fun, and you don't have to worry about things. But he would come and do something like that here. I was so angry. Like for a whole week, I was so mad.
Well, and for me,
I want to know how the hell he got all those suitcases up to his room.
I was going to say that that one person, could, and it appears to vote, there's nothing else, this one crazy person could do this. That's what, the type of ammunition he had could do that to that many people in such a short period of time is just not right. I mean, we need to do something about that. I mean, I don't, I'm not saying don't have guns, you know that, but nobody should have, machine guns that they could mow people watching a concert,
Yeah, it's really important to, regulate bump stocks so that kind of thing doesn't happen, because I read somewhere that the shooter in Las Vegas for Route 91 had something like 12 bump stocks to make, killing people more effective, which is why we should limit it, because there's no reason that people should have bump stocks to, make rounds. Make it easier for them.
And also, I think,
we know that gun violence happens everywhere, but also the target to marginalized populations, and especially as this political and social climate, and in relation to the rhetoric that's going on about how people are taken to personal to target communities of color, and how that interplays into the context of what we're talking about, how important to recognize how, again, communities of color are being marginalized and targeted by gun violence.
And we were at an immigration protest last week, and you could see, that's what they were talking about, is that they want to come kill us right here in front of the building there. And as a white woman, that was my first thought. I think of, we're aware of it because of what has happened, but they are very aware of it.
Yeah, the mass shootings get so much attention, but the everyday gun violence in these cities, it's unbelievable.
Like you talk about,
and I don't
children in
think
those neighborhoods.
some people that don't live in those areas don't even realize that.
I saw a video clip of you in New Hampshire talking about, what we had was somebody spend days bringing suitcases up to the high court, and a man apparently galvanized by hateful rhetoric coming from the administration. So 600 miles to do what he did.
That's with intent.
To a lovely, safe, beautiful community.
Right, and everyone always says that, oh, it's not going to happen here. It's not, we're not that kind of community. It's never going to happen. And I felt the same. I mean, like I said, El Paso is this just beautiful city city, everyone is so kind. I just never imagined that that could happen. And the night that it did, well, our son Ulysses, who's 12, when he found out and heard how many people had been killed, he immediately was panicked, and he said it couldn't just be one shooter. They have to keep looking. It had to have been someone else too. How could, there's no way one person could kill 22 people in a matter of minutes. And he couldn't process that. And then later that evening, he was really, really emotional. And he found out that the shooter had driven from Dallas 600 miles with the intent and planned out the execution of, because he feared a Hispanic invasion of our country. And again, Ulysses said, this is horrific, but the only thing that is I can still be proud of our community. This was not hate from within our community, this was hate from outside of our community, which was like such a tender moment for me, but it also made me realize that's not, I mean, it was so easy for it to happen, and that can happen anywhere in this country. And the fact that people of color do feel this target on their back. We were talking with this amazing all-women's mariachi group. They're, you know, your age, they're high schoolers and college students, and they had been asked to perform, I think at a memorial in the days following. And some of the women that were in the retreat couldn't do it. They said, I'm not gonna put myself out there in public like that. I feel like a target and I just can't do it. And so there's the gun violence, but then there's also the racism and the hatred, and how it is overlapping is just so horrific and scary to me.
I was one academic year at University of West Florida, Florida, more recently, which is a very conservative, red county. And although I'm not Latina or Hispanic in any capacity, if at face value people can look at me and just say, oh, they could assume I'm Hispanic or Latina. Every day I walked out of my space, I always felt a lot of tension, and this was on a daily basis. The tension and that in that space there was, and then the daily mindset of self-protection consistently, my interaction with different people, that, you know, that stress and that accumulates, and that impacts our health and our mental psyche on a consistent basis of how I might be perceived today, and how am I going to get targeted? Is someone going to say something racist to me today? And if so, then how am I going to defend myself? And what does that look like? That was a consistent thought that ran through my head as a woman of color, and especially in that county and in that area I was living in this past year.
I think with all of the legislative stuff we were able to get passed in Nevada, it just goes to prove that more than ever, we need to get out there and elect people that are gonna not be racist. You can't have that stuff coming from the highest seat in the country, and we need to get rid of that.
I think it's okay now. And it's not okay.
I was shocked.
It is shocking.
I never realized our country was so racist, and like it's horrible.
I read a statistic a little bit ago, and it said that since 2016, hate groups against marginalized communities and people of color have been on the rise. And I'm not saying Trump was, you know, part of it, but I think Trump was part of it. I think, I will say it.
If you won't say it, we will.
Having the voice is what
getting hate rhetoric that he spread
Feel they could say it.
about Hispanics and undocumented immigrants, and how a person went to, you know, a state and had the intent of killing both types of people just to show that Trump's language, and how he talks about certain people, like how he demonizes people with mental illnesses, and like many other marginalized communities. It's just extremely important to elect a president that doesn't talk like that and doesn't have those views, because people with misinformation, they are going to use that and, you know, produce a lot of hate.
But this is a period where we start to realize what white privilege is.
Oh, yeah.
When we're surprised that the hate's there, but my friends of color are
Yes,
not.
they're not
They're
surprised.
not
And I was just gonna say, as
I know you've got the, yeah, she's like,
Ladies,
time.
I'm sorry.
We could go for a while.
I know, it breaks my heart. I have been tasked with.
Are you shuttling?
I think so.
I know, this is the best.
Yeah, Brittany Miller just tagged me on Twitter. She's like, send her over here now.
This is the best. I've been, so, Amy is going to be sharing with me another group today, and we can have a group photo. Would that be nice?
Well, and I would just say that I just want to thank you all for being in this work, because it is, whether I was traveling in the state in Texas or now, every time I see a red mom's shirt, it gives me so much hope. And everywhere we go, there are so many incredible young leaders who I just absolutely know are going to change this country for the better. And so just want to thank you both for being here and leading the way, because
Texas, you'll have to check them out. There's some great women there working in Texas. So I will.
yeah. So just want to thank you all for doing this. Thank you.